Good morning, everyone. I am. I'm feeling okay, actually. Kinda. So, I wanted to tell you about my appointment that I had yesterday with my GI. So, basically, we talked about all my meds that I'm taking, and he was like, those are probably almost all painkillers, and all of those can trigger nausea and stomach aches, stuff like that. So he was like, anyone ever thought about that you probably have the problems you have because of all the pills you take? And I was like, yeah, of course, but you know he was like, okay. And he said, I'm just not sure how fast we can do this. It's obvious we have to do it fast, because when he was like, I told him my symptoms and he was like, okay, what are you living off? And I was like, that's a good question. But yeah, and so I was very lucky because one of the doctor's assistants actually found me an appointment with my doctor, not one of the others, but my specific doctor, at the 12th of November. And yes, it's not exactly like next week, but it is like, I think in 2 weeks. Let me see, one, two, in the third week. Yeah, second week of November, but yeah, it's just, it's faster than I actually expected, but also, still some time to go until that day, and that at that day I will have had problems with this for 1.5 months. So yeah, he was like, okay, it's probably not that, but we were talking and he was like, okay, so we will do this as soon as we can. Just talk to the assistant in the front, and I did. I got the appointment, and while we were talking, I asked him if he thought that if I had a port and I was getting most of my meds over IV, or different kind of stuff, that is, that it's possible to insert as IV, because not all medications are available as IV meds. So there would be like a change in all my medication, probably, or a lot of my medication. And he was like, I can't really tell you. It could make it better, but it could also do nothing for you in that matter of stomach pain and nausea. He was like, you have to weigh against each other. One hand you have like a risk, and on the other hand you have like a 25-year-old woman getting under a knife, and let something implanted in her without really knowing if it's gonna do any good for her, because he doesn't know me, he doesn't know everything that's around this. But yeah, and of course he's right, it's always a risk, and this kind of operation might be small, but I mean, it's a line straight into your heart, so not exactly like, I don't know, it's just, it's a risk. Everything is a risk, but it's a big risk with that. And I mean, my friend Lena just had it done and she's fine, and I know others who are fine, and yeah, so, and he was just like, I can't really tell you if it's a good idea or not. You have to talk about that with your doctors. So I will. I wrote my primary doctor an email yesterday, and hinting at a port as well in that email. Told her how my appointment with the GI went. And I'm waiting for a response from her if she does not reply to my email until Monday, I will make an appointment for as soon as possible to talk to her about that. And depending on what she says, I will talk up with my pain management doctor after that. Because, I'm not sure, I think I told you, like, I have like two options. I have the option of taking more painkillers and opioids and not really be like, have a clear mind and, being like somewhere else kind of and not really realizing stuff, because I'm just very sensitive to that kind of stuff. But yeah, or do I try to shift my meds and all of that to IV and maybe an injection when it comes to to the pill. I wanted to switch to injection rather than taking the pill anyway, for different reasons. But yeah, it's just a big conversation. It's a lot of thinking. It's a lot of, logistics, and yeah, we'll see. We will see what she thinks. We will see what he thinks, and until then, I just have to wait and see. Yesterday, I told you that I would not do an IV, but I actually ended up doing IVs because I was feeling very, very nauseous when I came home. So I still had like a little left in one of my infusions. I did put Vomix in there and let it run, and after that I was like, okay, how much did I drink today? Not enough. So I hooked up another bag of IV. So I only have like 3 left, and if I use them all, it would mean one today, one Saturday, one Sunday, and Monday I would be out of IVs. I don't have like the line anymore after that, and I don't have an IV bag after that. So I have needles and all of that I have, but not IVs and lines. So we will have to see what I'm doing. Yeah, maybe I will order some more. I'm not sure yet, but we will see how it goes. I think the most expensive part is actually when you're starting IVs, because you have to get everything like from scratch. But if you're kind of on IV for some time, you only buy what's kind of, almost empty, and it's not as expensive anymore. So I think maybe kind of build a stash. And I mean, if I don't need it anymore, it's not like going bad or anything like that. I mean, I can just store it for quite some time. Oh yeah, we will see how everything goes, and I just really wish I wouldn't have to do IVs anymore or anything like that. So, oh wait, my doctor's office. Okay, that was my doctor's office, and they just called and wanted to know what they can do until my appointment for the gastroscopy. So we try to prescribe me Pento, but it's like my friend said, it's one of those hospital things. They are providing that for hospitals, but not for patients outside the hospital, which is, to me, like, I don't know why. I mean, is it so dangerous or whatever? But I don't know. I mean, it really helps. So I think it's kind of a shitty thing that this is only available to hospitals. But we are now settled on MCP, so I will get vials for that and then new infusion bags and the lines if it's possible. If not, we don't know. The assistant and I talked about this right now, and she and I was like, yeah, well, she wasn't feeling comfy with prescribing me MCP, so she wrote me a prescription for Womax, and she was like, she said she is doing anything to get me until that, you know, to get me safely till that appointment. And I was like, oh wow, okay. So yeah, I will get a call after she talked to my doctor, so we will see what happens. Let's just hope for the best, I guess. And if it's possible to, you know, do this with like over prescription, it would help me a great deal because I wouldn't have to order. But the question is insurance covering it or not? I mean, I have kind of a, you know, emergency case here, so I'm not sure if they will, but I don't know. I guess we will see what happens when I get the prescription, or if I get the prescription. So it's a bit of a roller coaster still, but I'm just happy I have such a good team behind me and doctors that really care and they want to help me the best they can, and you know, even in a shitty situation like this. And yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna edit yesterday's vlog now, so see you later. Good evening, guys. I'm already in bed, as you can see, because I'm tired and I really want to go to sleep now, so I will try that. My mom visited me. We went to grocery store real quick and I ran one bag of IV fluid. Yeah, so that's okay. And now I'm just saying good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Remember to keep on fighting, and I see you tomorrow. Good night.